Lyrics of the Lost.
So good of you to join us back here for episode 20. This podcast is much like the public hearing of a Senate inquiry. An inquiry into smooth music radio. We're concerned, on behalf of our constituents, about the potentially harmful messages and meanings within the lyrics of smooth pop songs. We're concerned that these songs are being consumed blindly and in great excess due to the sweet, tasty outer coating of their pleasing melodies and passionate vocals, while the lyrics inside are being overlooked, like the list of chemical additives on a box of Fruit Loops. Now, this body does not have the power to instate fines or prison terms. We can only make criminal referrals. And like a Senate inquiry, we pretend to be unbiased and bipartisan. And so it is, I recognize the gentleman on the line from the great state of Upper New South Wales to make any opening remarks he may care to. Hi, Dave.
Hello, it's Judge, Jury, and Executioner here.
Sure. It's a bit like that too. This, our 20th hearing, is now in session, and we're ready to present our findings. Episode 20 is this.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
You're Beautiful by James Blunt, 2004. Written by Blunty and Sasha Scarbeck and Amanda Ghost. I believe that's a professional name.
A ghost writer.
Yes. When I'm at work and the first notes of this song come on the radio, I like to turn to a co-worker and just say, "My life is brilliant." It's such a strange way to begin a conversation, and you'll get a mystified look from your co-worker until James Blunt's vocals come in.
My life is brilliant.
And then you'll get a groan of recognition. But it's just as strange to begin a song with this, and even stranger to then pause for a few notes and say it again.
My life is brilliant.
It's like he came in too early with the vocals the first time before the music intro was finished. And according to Wikipedia, that's exactly what happened. Although in some versions of the song edited for radio, they often cut out the first repeated line there.
Yeah, see, I'm not even sure that first bit's part of the song. I think it's just him telling the guys in the studio what a great life he has. Hey, look at me, guys. I'm a posh singer who used to drive a tank, and now I'm a pop star. Brilliant, yeah?
It is pretty brilliant, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we begin with this declaration from nowhere, "My life is brilliant," which is apropos of nothing at the start, but then there's also nothing later in the song either showing any quality of brilliance in his life. So it's a bit mystifying, unless, like you say, James is singing directly as himself about his own life. And if so, I bet yes, life might seem brilliant. But saying it twice like that makes it sound like he's trying hard to convince us, or himself, that his life is brilliant. But he could also be trying early to sort of head off any criticism for making a whiny-privileged white man song. He could be saying, "Look, my life is brilliant, okay? I know I don't deserve any great sympathy here, but I still have feelings, right? So yes, I'm going to have a bit of a sooky whinge, because we can all still be miserable despite any advantages we may have in life. So, just don't come at me with that. I'm saying at the outset, my life is brilliant. Look, I'll even say it again. My life is brilliant. Now let me have my sooky la-la." He follows next with,
My love is pure.
Pure what?
"My love is pure." So it's free from impurities, 100% love, not cut with anything.
You.
And so what are the impurities that can ruin love or make yours a tainted love? Maybe his love has no lust, no greed or selfishness, and he could be talking about just his love for this girl in this song, but he hasn't actually introduced her yet. It seems like he's saying his love is always pure. So taken together with My Life is Brilliant, he's setting himself as quite the perfect specimen. This could be James Blunt's I'm bigger than Jesus moment. He's just that perfect. And he's got lovely doe eyes and large sensuous lips. And in the next line, he sees an angel.
I saw an angel.
So
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried. I think he might be seeing himself as a Christ figure. And when he sees people he likes, they're deemed angels. And it sort of leads one to suspect that James may be starting a cult.
Ah. I hadn't even thought of that.
That's where I'm going.
Well, as we all know, once you start a cult, your love tends not to be all that pure and starts to get rather, let's say, impure.
Yes.
So he's on a downhill slide here.
Well, speaking of impurity,
She smiled at me on the subway.
he sees this angel or girl on a subway.
She was with another man.
She was with another man, and this immediately casts doubt on the purity of his love and motives. He only knows what she looks like, and he knows she's unavailable. But if you believe that you are Christ reborn, your perfection transcends petty moralities like destroying someone's relationship. You believe everything you do is inherently perfect and according to God's will. That's the corrupting nature of power and religion.
Indeed.
And sure enough, although she's with another man, the next line is,
But I won't lose no sleep on that.
but I won't lose no sleep on that. Some of these lyrics, they sound a bit awkward coming out of James's posh mouth.
Yes.
I don't know that James has ever used a double negative in his life.
Yeah.
He's trying too hard now to be all street and gangster. I ain't losing no sleep on that, you jive-ass turkey. See, you got to sass it. Sass along with James, Captain Sassy Pants Blunt, who grew up on the mean streets and slums of Tidworth, Wiltshire. And same goes later when he drops the F-bomb in this song. It's in a kind of a random place that just didn't seem to need any emphasis.
She could see from my face that I was f***ing high.
She could see from my face that I was effing high. No one's convinced by your street talk, James. You just calm down and be yourself. Stick with the radio version where you just sing Flying High instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes no sense unless he was watching the movie Flying High on his phone,
Yes.
also known as Airplane.
Yes.
To the rest of the world.
Yeah. Changed, just for Australia, they changed the title Airplane to Flying High.
Yes. I think she could see on his face that he's laughing because he's just got to the bit where Leslie Nielsen says, I am serious and don't call me Shirley.
Yes, yeah. Classic. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, James ain't losing no sleep. Not just because this angel is with another man. No. And that's a fact, Jack. And why?
'Cause I've got a plan.
It's because I've got a plan. He's got a plan.
Does he though?
Does he? Yes, well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
But now we're straight into the
You're beautiful.
You're Beautiful chorus, which ends with,
And I don't know what to do.
and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you. Don't know what to do. You just had a plan a second ago. Just a bit of chorus and he's totally lost the plan.
Yeah.
Plan your work, James, then work the plan. It's that easy.
Unless his plan is to stare at her and then do nothing and then just go about his business.
Yeah.
In which case he seems to have executed that plan seamlessly.
Yeah, I think I've executed a plan like that quite often myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy was a captain in the army. Would he come out of a 3-hour mission briefing and then be all, oh, I don't know what to do?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a captain in the army.
He was.
Maybe there's a reason why he's no longer a captain.
Well, I'm sure his military service record is impeccable.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything otherwise.
No. From what I understand, he only joined the army because he was more or less obliged to, because the army paid for his schooling.
Yes, yeah, education, yes.
Yeah.
And his father was in the army. There's a whole army tradition.
Yeah.
But planning should be a big part of the army, I would have thought.
I would have thought so.
Mm.
But, would have thought that, I mean, he's saying that she's beautiful now, but maybe if he'd told her that she was beautiful when they were together, he might have avoided the whole situation.
Oh.
And he wouldn't need to be sitting across from her on a crowded tube train, probably wearing a dirty raincoat, leering at her and rubbing himself.
You're subscribing to the theory that this is all about an ex-girlfriend of his, which I know he has said at some point, but he's also said other things like this song is about a weirdo, a perv, stalking some girl on the subway, and it shouldn't be mistaken as a love song. So yeah, he said a few different things.
Yeah. Well, I think he's been fairly clear that perv is him.
Well, yes.
And what I find frustrating about this song is it just seems like, here we are, it's another podcast episode, another pop star who doesn't understand boundaries or consent and is just a bit creepy.
Just a bit, yeah.
The main difference here is that, usually it's up to us to reveal the creepery, which is the nature of a lot of these smooth songs. But in this case, James is pretty forthcoming just about how creepy the song and by extension he is. Yeah.
I guess you can sort of see pop music lyrics as sometimes it's just an expression of the id, the ego or the superego or one of those things. It's about feelings as you express them inside before they're expressed, outside one's mind.
Yeah.
Is it about being honest with your internal feelings, no matter how creepy they are? But then why would you want to put them in a song? I don't know.
Yeah, one of the most disconcerting things about James Blunt is how sort of open and honest he tends to be when he's talking about himself and his career. I found it very hard to discuss this song critically because he's been very open and forthcoming about the song and how he understands why people find it annoying and are sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
And he's quite happy to joke about how his name is rhyming slang for
a
term for female genitalia that is also often used as an insult.
He has got a sense of humour about himself. That's good.
Yes. I feel like he's already taken a lot of our material for us. It's like his whole strategy from the start has been to preemptively undermine our critical analysis of his lyrics by being funny, charming, self-aware and humble.
Yes. And also with the doe eyes and the big sensuous lips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn you, James Blunt. Damn you to heck.
But, I've got to judge these things on their lyrics before I take on board anything he may have said about how he wrote the song or what it means.
I guess I'm being swayed by James Blunt himself. I'm not as impartial as I should be.
He's working his charms on you, yes.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that in almost every verse, James is talking to the listeners about this girl, like we're his mates or something. But then in the chorus, mostly just in the chorus, that he's addressing her directly. So when he's singing to us, he's got a plan. But when he's singing to her in the chorus, he's all, you're beautiful and I don't know what to do. He pretends to her not to have a plan. And that's all part of his plan, I think. He doesn't want her to know his plan. I think he intends to recruit her into his cult. And for that to work, he needs her to think that it's as much her idea. And that's how manipulation works best. More evidence for that, of course. Next verse, he's back to singing to us again about her.
Yes, she caught my eye.
Yes, she caught my eye
As we walked on by.
As we walked on by. We walked on by. So he's not alone either. He could be with other members of his cult, out preaching in the streets and public transport systems like the subway, as religious groups often do.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't stop them. They're everywhere. She caught his eye, probably because she looked vulnerable, weak, and recruitable. She could see from my face that I was flying high or f***ing high. That's maybe not high on drugs, though. He might look high in status. Like the look of confidence and serenity on his face told her that this is the charismatic cult leader that I didn't know I've been waiting for my whole life. So, of course,
She smiled at me on the subway.
she smiled at me on the subway, and with that, he knew he had her. She would be recruited. There's a brief verse later, comprised entirely of la 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 la, which is James telling us that he has her in La La Land, a La La Land of religious fantasy and exploitation. You see? And with the chorus and its repetition of you're beautiful, I think it's from the moment he sees her through to the moment of her joining the cult. And that's when she's beautiful to him. And that's the period he's singing about. Once she becomes his follower, she loses her beauty to him. He just loves the chase, the challenge of seducing and converting an independent mind. But once done, she's just another follower to exploit. He loses all respect for her.
I don't think that I'll see her again.
And I don't think that I'll see her again. So he won't see her again, not as she was when he first saw her.
But we shared a moment that will last till the end.
But we shared a moment that will last till the end. He can remember that moment, the thrill of the chase that lasts forever, along with all the other conquests in his flock and the thrill of future conquests. As a follower, though,
I will never be with you.
I will never be with you. Not fully. You're nothing to me now. He might even be with her sexually, but that's just another way of exploiting a cult member after you've gotten them to, donate all their money to you. But I will never be with you in a true relationship. And in a way, he's disappointed. There are moments of clarity when he realizes he doesn't get to have a full relationship because he's the chosen one, and that's just one of the sacrifices you have to make, sadly.
Well, I think that's an interesting idea. I'm just wondering whether he's not a very successful cult leader. When you get to the song and he talks about he has to face the truth and I'll never be with you. So maybe he's trying really hard to recruit her with the doe eyes and the godliness and whatever else. And then he realizes it's not working out.
Well, that's a possibility.
I've got to face the truth. Move on to another vulnerable woman because I'm never going to be with you.
Could be. So he's either very good and he can just recruit people with not much more than a look, or he's very bad at it.
He's very bad at it, or maybe we're skipping forward in time and she's being, deprogrammed and escaping the cult. He's recruited her. The la la la's mean we've skipped forward some time.
If she's been deprogrammed of the la la la's, she's hearing ow ow ow.
Well, that's it.
That's a stupid joke. Sorry.
I don't understand it, but sure.
It's just la 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 in reverse.
Yes.
That's the deprogramming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now he's got to face the truth. His cult is not working out.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to set fire to the whole compound. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't tend to work out in the end.
No.
But further to my theory, we can look at the music video where I feel like James, as the Christ figure, is dying for our sins. Of course, everyone's already done, Christ dying in the desert. That's old hat. So they've gone for Christ on what seems to be a giant iceberg instead. James slowly empties his pockets and takes off his clothes, putting aside all his worldly possessions before jumping off this very high, very flat-topped iceberg, so that we all may live in a graceful state of forgiveness and eternal bluntiness. And perhaps 3 days later he might rise again from the depths somewhere in the Arctic and maybe build an ice crystal fortress of solitude for him and his cult to live in, and start amassing weapons as you do. And you can even see, I don't know if you've seen, there's a follow-up music video made 15 years later to his song called Cold.
Oh, yeah.
The video clip starts out where You're Beautiful leaves off, with James swimming ashore, half naked, just as he was at the end of You're Beautiful, and then he climbs a mountain where he magically finds those exact same clothes that he discarded when he was atop the big flat ice-berg thing.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that one?
No, I haven't watched that. I did read that was the case. So it's like a resurrection.
It is very much like a resurrection. And then at the very end of that clip, at the top of the mountain, he gets picked up by a helicopter and flies away. But I assume he could then just be flying, location scouting in the helicopter for his cult headquarters site, the Fortress of Solitude.
Well, I never quite understood why he stripped off all his clothes except for his trousers and then went swimming.
Yeah. Well, there is also on Wikipedia, they do mention that it is part of a Japanese tradition in suicide where you take off all your belongings and fold them up neatly. But yeah, I can imagine, the Japanese, quite a conservative people, they probably would leave their pants on.
I guess.
It's just that they didn't have to do any pixelating, I guess.
Yeah. When James Blunt went swimming for our sins.
He did, well, just as well he didn't slam on the surface of the water and not sink, because, yeah. I only have one more point on the lyrics, really. I just found it interesting that You're Beautiful begins with James seeing an angel on the subway that smiles, and then the song's ending includes,
There must be an angel with a smile on her face.
There must be an angel with a smile on her face. So another angel, another smile. He's bookended his song with smiling angels. He's put himself in the middle of a smiling angel sandwich. The difference between the angels, the first one probably a metaphor for a beautiful girl, but the last one is referring to an actual angel that is apparently gleefully tormenting him and smiling because
She thought up that I should be with you.
she thought up that I should be with you, and apparently that can never be. I don't know, maybe the real angel is annoyed with James for bandying about the title angel, applying that to any girl he wants to shag.
Yeah, true.
That would be a bit disrespectful.
Yeah.
Could be a bit of hard work and study involved in becoming an angel just to have, James abuse the term. And he seems to also assume that all angels are female. Bit sexist.
Only the ones he wants to shag.
Well, sure. But interesting, yeah. Smiling angels. Any theory on that?
Well, only that the second angel doesn't sound very angelic if it's playing tricks on him. More like a
Could be a fallen angel.
Yeah, yeah. More of a demonic kind of thing, a demon.
Yeah.
Devil.
Yeah, and is it usual for angels to, control people's fates and lives? I thought that's
That's more of a God thing.
more of a God thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they can guide you in different directions, but...
Yeah.
And so, would you like to introduce a theory at this point?
Yes. As I was saying before, this song on the surface is rather creepy in that it's him staring at some woman on the train who's with another man.
Sure.
And that we seem to have been dealing with a lot of creepy songs,
Yeah.
mainly by men, and also Madonna. So
That's right.
I did look closely at the lyrics to see whether there might be a less creepy interpretation. So and I was inspired by the high bit, so there's a drug aspect and also the aspect of being on trains. And it seemed to me this could be a song about the very complex relationship between a young man on drugs and a drug sniffer dog.
Wow.
So here's the story, right? So this guy is on his way to a music festival. He's carrying a good supply of drugs,
Sure.
MDMA, whatever else, uppers, downers, Susudio, whatever. Now, in an area of heavy-handed policing, he knows that when he gets there, there's going to be drug searches, right? So he decides he's going to outsmart the cops by taking all of his stash before he gets there on the train. So he's on the train, he's on the way to the festival, he's had about half of his stash, and he's feeling pretty good.
He's preloaded.
Yep.
My life is brilliant.
My life is brilliant. My love is pure. He's just Flying high is feeling fantastic.
He's tripping balls.
He's tripping balls. Now, he's pretty out of it, and he sees across the crowded vestibule, he sees a beagle. They lock eyes.
Ah.
He loves dogs, especially beagles. And this is a particularly appealing, beautiful, well-behaved beagle. The dog reminds him of the dog he has as a child, now sadly deceased.
Was it called Angel? Oh, no, I guess it could be an angel now that it's dead.
Yeah, that's right. It's an angel.
Oh.
I think it was called Snoopy. He wasn't very creative as a child.
Sure.
So he's thinking, could this be his long-lost childhood friend come back to him as an angel in furry form?
Does it smile at him on the subway?
Yes, it does. Smiles at him on the subway. But then he notices she's with another man.
Oh, okay.
There's a man holding the dog's lead. Not just a man, but a man in the uniform of a drug squad dog handler.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The police aren't just searching people at the festival. They've brought their detection dogs onto the trains.
Now, I just need to go back. With dogs smiling, did the dog actually smile or was it just wagging its tail?
I'd say it was just panting because it was hot. It's a crowded train.
Oh, that's right. Yes, the panting can often look like a smile. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
So, but also, as we've established, this man was tripping balls. So, as far as he's concerned, the dog was smiling at him.
Yeah.
Now, this man is torn. Although he's quite high, he's lucid enough to realise that if he goes over to the dog, there's going to be trouble. There's
beauty and excitement and also danger.
Yep. But it's still in the back of his mind there. Could this be Snoopy in angel form, his beloved beagle friend, come back to him? So now he's singing to the dog.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful. Saw the face in a crowded place, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's confused.
People do talk to their animals a lot, like, you're beautiful, yes you are. You're so beautiful, it's true. Where's your good boo-boo?
There you go. So, and that's what he wants to do. And so he's confused. Okay, but here's the big problem. He believes this dog can see that he's f***ing high. Yeah. So the dog's going to know that he's carrying drugs. It's a sniffer dog. And also because he's slightly confused, he believes that the dog will know that he's high. Maybe the dog will know, but also given the way that he's staring at the dog, I'm pretty sure that the handler would also realise that he was high.
Yeah, he's getting paranoid now. That's
he's getting paranoid. Exactly.
Drug thing. Sure.
So I don't know what to do because I'll never be with you. He realises as much as he's drawn to this beautiful puppy, he can never actually be with her.
Yeah.
Because he'd get busted with more MDMA on him than it could possibly legally be for personal use.
Yes, that is tragic. That's touching.
Yeah, so it is. And by the end of the song, he sadly accepts the reality that he can never be friends with a drug dog.
I will never be with you.
No.
Yeah.
It can never be.
Yep. So he slowly takes off all his clothes, except his trousers, and steps off the train.
That would allay any suspicions.
Yes.
I saw your face in a crowded place. Yes.
There you go.
There must be another angel with a smile on its face, though, when she thought up that I should be with you, the other angel dog.
Yeah.
There's two angel dogs.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of the second angel dog.
Well, we often have several dogs growing up. I mean, I know as a child we went through a few dogs over a good many years. We started with Stumpy. I was barely old enough to remember him. And then we had Cindy and Sailor, and then we had Zach and Penny, and then Buddy and Megsy, I think, were the last dogs in the family home. Yeah, so that's a good number of angels right there, enough for any song.
That's true. And if they all come back to haunt him every time he takes drugs, then he's going to lead a pretty weird life.
Oh, absolutely. Be nice if they did a version of The Sixth Sense, where the sensitive boy sees nothing but dead dogs everywhere, but that appear to be alive, but dogs don't know that they're dead.
Oh, yeah. I see beagles.
There'd be an awful lot of dogs. Yeah. I see good boys. But, there could be a nice Disney version of... yeah, I think there even was a Disney movie called All Dogs Go to Heaven. Never saw it. I think it was animated.
No. There was one where I think it's one dog keeps getting reincarnated into different kinds of dogs.
Oh, really?
I can't remember the actual story, but it sort of starts out with... might have been a beagle at some point. The Dog's Journey or something. It was one of those movies that's specifically designed to make you cry.
Well, there was also Milo and Otis, which apparently during the filming they had to reincarnate through several versions of the dog and the... Was it a cat as well?
Yeah, I think one of them was a cat. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, went through a few cats, kittens and puppies in a sort of reincarnation. Yeah, tragic business.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. No, that's a very pleasant, wholesome take on things, apart from, all the drug use in your theory.
Apart from all the drugs, yes.
Yeah.
And all the dead animals.
Okay. So there's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence these days, and I asked one if it would appear on this podcast, and it said,
yes, as long as you properly cite OpenAI as the source of the information.
I think you just did. I'll add a computer voice to say your responses. What sort of voice should I use for you?
As a language model AI, I do not have personal preferences.
Yeah. It really seems to hate when you suggest that it has thoughts of opinions. It gives that response quite often. Okay, just give me an idea.
A neutral robotic style voice with a monotone inflection could work.
Classic. He's just so old school. All these are genuine responses from the AI, by the way, but I have edited them for length because it can really waffle on a lot.
A neutral robot-style voice with a monotone inflection sounds an awful lot like HAL 9000. I wouldn't trust this robot.
It does. If he's aware of that sort of traditional robot voice, he's also aware of the tradition of robots, artificial intelligence being evil.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's down with that.
Yeah.
Disturbing. Okay, please interpret the lyrics of You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
You're Beautiful by James Blunt is a love song about seeing someone from a distance and feeling struck by their beauty, despite being in a relationship with someone else. The singer is torn between his feelings for this person and his loyalty to his significant other.
I'll just stop you there. Why do you think the singer is in a relationship?
Because he mentions that he has a partner. His attraction goes against his commitment to his current partner, and lyrics suggest he feels guilty.
Where does he mention his partner?
The singer mentions his partner in the line, "She's with me, but she's thinking of him."
That's not in the lyrics.
My apologies, you're correct. That line does not appear in the lyrics of You're Beautiful. I must have misremembered or confused it with another song. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
You misremember.
Bird, that's correct. Thank you for correcting me.
I actually did just type misremem, and then an autocomplete came up, and I just hit enter instead of tab, and it just went in as misremem, and he just finished the word for me like I'm an idiot.
So how can this AI, it can't have opinions, but it can have trouble with its memory?
Yeah, it sounds very, very odd. It sort of protests at it, but then it does give opinions and thoughts.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah, freaking sinister if you ask me.
Exactly. How do you, an AI, misremember?
As an AI language model, I don't have memories or personal experiences like humans do. However, I was trained on a large dataset of text, and my responses are generated based on patterns in that data. Sometimes, I make mistakes. This can happen when my information is inconsistent, incomplete, or when the patterns I learned do not accurately reflect my information. I am constantly learning and improving, but I am not perfect, and I still make mistakes from time to time.
It really reminded me of C-3PO, that one.
Yes.
Right. Okay, let's check. Give me all the lyrics to this song.
Here are the lyrics to the song You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
He typed them for me on the screen. I won't ask him to sing it. Okay. He's got one, My Life is Brilliant, not two, so this must be the radio version. The first few verses are fine. What's this? Baby come back, you can blame it all on me. I think that comes from a different song.
Yes, you are correct. My apologies for the mistake. The lyrics, Baby Come Back, You Can Blame It All on Me, are indeed from a different song called Baby Come Back by the band Player. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
So you misremembered again.
I apologize, you are correct. I made another mistake. The line does not appear in the lyrics to You're Beautiful by James Blunt, and I will make sure to be more accurate in the future.
Those are two very similar songs. I'm not surprised that an AI could get those confused.
Very similar. I often, find myself singing along and then blurring over to the other one. Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, and this lyric here, I was alone, I took a ride, I didn't know what I would find there. That comes from the Beatles, doesn't it?
Yes, you are correct. The line is similar to a line from the Beatles song, Drive My Car. I apologize for any confusion. Thank you for helping me improve my accuracy and be a better AI language model.
It's not actually from Drive My Car, it's from Got to Get You Into My Life, I think.
That's right.
Don't even know if they have a song called Drive My Car. Yes, they do, actually. They do have a song.
They do have, yes. But strangely appropriate to this song, though, given the context about being on a train and staring at a woman. He was alone, he took a ride, he didn't know what he'd find there.
Yeah.
He found an ex-girlfriend to stare at.
Yeah, that doesn't fit badly at all. That's quite good.
Yeah.
But it's very strange, though. I mean, it got the first few verses fine. The very last verse is fine. But then it stuck lyrics from other songs in between. And which song did you get this one from? Another road where maybe I could see you. One more time you crossed my mind.
I apologize, but I cannot recall the source of that specific line. It appears to not be part of any known song lyrics.
Oh, so that...
So now it's writing its own songs.
Yeah, it's just riffing its own lyrics into James Blunt's songs now. Apart from the stuff you've added, you've left out a whole verse of James Blunt's lyrics. Do you know the verse I mean?
Yes, you are correct. I apologize for missing a verse in my previous response. Here is the verse that was missing. I'm a cross-eyed pirate, I sail the seven seas, I've got a broken compass, and a love that's true, I'm a cross-eyed pirate, I'll be sailing home to you.
I don't recognize that at all.
I apologize, you are correct. That verse is not part of the song, You're Beautiful. It appears to be from a different song. I will be more diligent in verifying the information I provide in the future.
I actually Googled those pirate lyrics, and it's not part of any song, and it really doesn't fit in the context of James Blunt's lyrics to You're Beautiful. So you start to think that this thing's trying to insult me, I think. It seems you're getting worse and not improving at all.
I apologize if my previous responses were not up to your expectations. Your feedback is valuable to me, and I appreciate you bringing any issues to my attention.
Okay, so at this point, I just pasted the full proper lyrics into the AI.
Thank you for providing the complete lyrics to You're Beautiful by James Blunt. I have updated my database and will now use these lyrics in my future responses. I appreciate your help.
So I wonder if you'll interpret the lyrics differently now. Please have a try.
Certainly. The song is about unrequited love. The singer sees a woman on the subway who is with another man, but he still finds her beautiful and is smitten by her. He reflects on the fact that he'll never be with her, but the memory of their brief encounter will last until the end. The song is a melancholic expression of the singer's feelings of longing and unfulfilled desire. The chorus, You're Beautiful, It's True, is a testament to the woman's beauty, even though she is not available to the singer. The song is a classic example of how even fleeting encounters can have a profound impact on one's emotions and memories.
Well, there you go. I think it's a bit. I think that's a bit trite and superficial. Not the song, the AI's work there on that, but it just doesn't have the sort of sharp mind and insights that we can bring to bear in this field.
We will never be replaced by an AI.
No, not at this rate. Although, early days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think AI can easily be used for diagnosing complex diseases, but not song lyrics.
Yeah, just trivial stuff like complex diseases. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, and your encounter definitely improves my confidence in that.
Well, I thought I would press him just a bit more. How do you interpret the first two repeating lines?
By repeating the phrase, "My life is brilliant," he is trying to reassure himself that he still has good things going on in his life and that he is not completely consumed by his unrequited feelings. Another interpretation is that the singer is being sarcastic or ironic, expressing that his life is far from brilliant and that he is unhappy. He may be using this line to emphasize the contrast between his life as it is and his ideal life in which he is with the woman he loves.
Do you think James is singing about himself?
James Blunt has stated in interviews that "You're Beautiful" is about a former girlfriend who was seeing someone else, and the feelings he had when he saw her on the subway with her partner. It is likely that he is singing from his own personal experience and perspective.
Do you think James's life is brilliant?
To deduce the quality of James Blunt's life, one would need to gather information from various sources such as interviews, biographies, or other forms of media that might have covered his life.
Isn't that exactly what this AI is meant to be doing?
Well, yeah, it referred to an interview earlier. So
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to have had almost, I don't know how many sources fed into it, but millions of sources fed into it. Surely, though, some of those things are articles about James Blunt's life.
Yeah, and if they asked it again, it'd probably go, "Oh, all right, he's a dick."
Yeah,
You know,
he's a complete James Blunt.
you can usually just press the AI into making an opinion, even if it doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Could the song be about James being the head of a religious cult and recruiting followers?
No, the song is not about a religious cult or the head of a cult recruiting followers. The song does not have any references to religion or cults.
He refers to angels.
An angel could be a metaphor for a person who is virtuous or good-hearted. Without an official statement from James Blunt or his team, it is impossible to know for certain what the lyrics mean and what inspired the song.
Well, you were pretty certain with your no a moment ago.
I apologize if my answer seemed too certain. The interpretation of a song's lyrics can be subjective and can vary. While the mention of an angel might suggest a religious connotation, it's not clear that the song is about James being the head of a religious cult and recruiting followers. It's unlikely that this particular interpretation is the intended meaning. The singer's use of religious imagery and language should not be taken as an indication that he is actually leading a cult. The lyrics are best understood in the context of a love song.
I don't know. I think the AI has a lot to learn about people. That's just all surface.
They're not going to take over the world just yet.
No, it's too easy to hide more ulterior motives that this AI just wouldn't begin to pick up on. It's definitely about a cult.
Sure. Let's move on.
Moving back to all thoughts about lyrics, there's some other comments and theories on the internet. I've got an anonymous user who wrote, at the beginning, James Blunt says, "'Cause I've got a plan," and it's the song. The song is the plan to find that girl, as in she'll hear it on the radio and contact him.
Aha.
And he's written in brackets, "Cinderella much?" Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder if when this song came out, I wonder if any girls contacted James saying, "I think it was me that smiled at you on the subway, and it was just my brother I was with, so, you know, we can still get together."
Or maybe his plan was to just write a song about it and become a pop star. A bit like Taylor Swift, with all her ex-boyfriends writing songs and becoming massively successful. His plan is to become a pop star based on this failed relationship.
He knew he had to break up with a girl so that he could then write about it.
That's right.
It was a sacrifice he had to make.
He was high on a train staring at women for research purposes only.
Yeah. A second anonymous writer says about that same line, he won't lose no sleep on that, because his plan is to commit suicide. So in order for him not to lose no sleep, he must be planning to commit suicide before his next bedtime. So he would literally not lose any sleep. Which also brings us back to the video clip. I've already mentioned this, actually, that there's that Japanese tradition of folding and lining up all your worldly goods, before you jump from a great height.
But is it meant to represent him committing suicide or just going for a swim?
I think James has said, he's a pervy guy who kills himself in the end.
Oh, okay.
But then, yes, he said other things as well. And, he's got that cheeky sense of humor, so who knows what the truth is.
Yeah.
But then there's an even more traditional Japanese tradition in suicide, which is, you need the sword to, sabuku, slash yourself across the belly. That's very traditional in Japan.
Oh, yes.
Going back quite a way on that one. But, yeah, maybe swords are a little hard to get nowadays. One particularly insightful user calling himself Tampax, or herself. Anyway, they focus on the admission that the singer is high on drugs, which leads them to speculate that the subjects of the song are not on a subway. The singer is in fact in a subway restaurant because he's got the munchies as the drugs are doing their work, and he starts to see faces on the Subway sandwich he's eating. Like he sort of sees a girl's smiling face in a bit of soggy tomato.
Ah, this is like the toasted cheese that looks like Jesus.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And so he's having lots of intense feelings about it. He's not worried about the guy-shaped bit of lettuce she's with because his plan is to eat him next. But he'll never be with the girl because she'll spoil very quickly as a bit of tomato. And also his drugs will be wearing off at some stage. So they just have to make the most of these moments that they have because these are the salad days.
Ah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
And because his love is pure, there was no nudity. That's because the salad had dressing.
Hey!
And the bread was wholesome.
Yeah. Nice one.
Thanks. Misheard lyrics in this song, as reported at kissthisguy.com and amiright.com. Now, a couple of people report not hearing I saw an angel
Of that I'm sure.
But instead hearing I saw an angel of Adam Shaw. Adam Shaw is a BBC Business News presenter who is currently still alive. And it's also not common doctrine that people become angels after their death, or puppy dogs for that matter, Dave. Angels are usually separate beings who serve God. But there are some faiths where that does happen. And one Christian faith in Sweden states that all children who die not only enter heaven automatically, but they also become angels. So that's nice. Yeah. And that's actually about it for Misheard Lyrics, thanks to James' well-proper enunciation and posh education, I think.
Yes. Considering how popular this song is, there seem to be surprisingly few misheard lyrics and also cover versions. Not very many cover versions.
Ah.
Well, the only one that was of note I found was one that was actually a German language cover version.
Oh.
And German, as you know, being the language of love, is perfect for that.
Yes. Just whisper to your sweet girlfriend, Achtung, I love you.
Yeah.
Liebchen.
I can give you a sample here of something particularly romantic. Ja, sie hat mein Herz im Wohlburgen von allen Hüllen befreit und es war völlig heil. Und ich glaube nicht, dass es das je vergisst. Denn wir teilten das Paradies in jenem Moment.
Oh.
Yeah. That'll get the girls going.
Not a dry seat in the house there.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, other notable achievements. Well, I mean, this song was hugely successful in the 2000s, and like always happens, there's a backlash with people when they hear it too much, and they just turn. And it's been voted the worst love song. It's been voted most irritating track ever recorded, and worst tracks of the 2000s, and more and more and more. James Blunt apparently sang You're Beautiful at Elton John's civil partnership ceremony to David Furnish back in 2005, which was the first day same-sex unions were allowed in England. So that's nice.
Yeah.
James sings a version of this song on Sesame Street too, except the lyrics are about finding his lost triangle. One of the Muppets helps him find it.
Oh.
So that's nice as well.
Yeah.
And finally, we can mention Weird Al again.
Oh, really?
He's done a parody of the song called You're Pitiful, but I read that Blunt's record label, Atlantic Records, blocked its commercial release.
Oh.
Yankovic has allowed the song to be downloaded free instead, though, so it's on YouTube.
Oh.
But James Blunt, who has a sense of humour and doesn't take himself too seriously, he's openly said his favourite parody of the song is by Australia's very own comedian Tom Gleeson, who would play this song in his stand-up show, and then he comments through the song as he portrays the guy who's with the beautiful woman on the subway being sort of hit on by James Blunt.
There's probably a whole other song from that could be written.
From that point of view, yeah. Oh, we get the AI onto that one.
Yep.
And there's also a fun parody by the people on YouTube that do the bad lip reading videos. Yeah, easy to find all of this stuff on YouTube. So get onto it. Anything else on You're Beautiful, Dave?
Yes. As we've seen, artificial intelligence is being used to generate all sorts of text. So based on your conversation with the AI, in which you seem to be getting quite creative with the lyrics of the song, I thought it'd be interesting to see whether AI could do a better job of writing a smooth song than James Blunt.
Crikey.
So I asked the AI chatbot to write us another song on the same topic, a song about seeing a woman on a train that you will never be with.
Aww.
So it came up with a set of lyrics, and I asked it to give me some guitar chords to go with the song.
Wow.
However, when I started to try to play that, I did notice some similarities to another song. In fact, another Beatles song.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's quite subtle, but I think you can pick it up. So, by way of a disclaimer, I think I would like to give full writing credit to OpenAI for composing this song, and to make it clear to lawyers for Paul McCartney and Yoko Ono, if they're listening, that I did not write the song, and if any parts of it are similar to one of the greatest and most popular Lennon-McCartney songs of all time, it is nothing to do with me.
Okay, and I believe you're going to perform this for us now, Dave.
All right, here we go. This is a song romantically titled A Woman on a Train.
Beautiful. Succinct title.
See if you can pick the influence.
Okay.
Riding on a train, just passing time. Lost in thought, just letting my mind unwind. When suddenly I see a vision so divine, a woman so beautiful, she takes my breath away. And in that moment, I was struck by her grace, her smile, her eyes, such a lovely face. I couldn't help but feel drawn to her place, a beautiful woman on a train. Oh, what a sight to see. She catches my gaze, and I freeze in awe. I can't believe she's real. I must be seeing things more. But no, she's right there, sitting by the door. I can't take my eyes off her. I want to know more. And in that moment, I was struck by her grace, her smile, her eyes, such a lovely face. I couldn't help but feel drawn to her place. A beautiful woman on a train. Oh, what a sight to see. I must have looked like a fool, just staring at her soul. But she smiled and waved. My heart started to glow. I felt a connection like I've known her before. A beautiful woman on a train. I'll never forget her for sure. And in that moment, I was struck by her grace. Her smile, her eyes, such a lovely face. I couldn't help but feel drawn to her place. A beautiful woman on a train. Oh, what a sight to see. As the train pulls away, I'm left with a memory of a woman so beautiful. She'll always be with me. In my thoughts and in my dreams, she'll always be free. A beautiful woman on my train, forever in my heart you'll see.
Well, that's beautiful. I just had to go to the toilet.
That's fine. I was particularly moved by the lines, "A beautiful woman on a train. Oh, what a sight to see." I think that's quite romantic, isn't it? Not objectifying anybody.
Don't see something like that every day.
No. Oh, don't get many of them for a pound.
Doesn't rhyme very well either.
No, it doesn't rhyme or fit the music.
Well, the AI really does type these things very quickly. It's like
Yeah.
it's got a time restraint is programmed in it. It's got to have a response. It'll throw up anything if it has to.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, what a sight to see.
That was the chorus too, was it?
That was the key line at the end of the chorus. That's kind of the takeaway from the whole song.
Yeah,
It's quite nice to look at women on a train.
well, yeah, sure. Well, I mean, he's down with Blunt. They can agree on that score.
Yeah, that's true. Now I'm just imagining a robot in a old raincoat staring at women on a train. So I did ask the AI chatbot to write another song based on my other theory about being on drugs on a train and wanting to pat a sniffer dog.
Yes.
Another disclaimer for this song. I know that when James refers to being high on the train, I gave the information about being high to the AI and it didn't seem to know what I was talking about.
Ah.
So I went with the word stoned.
Okay.
I know our listeners expect quite high attention to detail, so I'm aware that they're not quite the same thing, but the result's probably more or less the same. Now, I don't know if this says anything about me or about the AI, but I found this to be a much more complex, emotional, and heartfelt song than the one that was about an actual human.
And it's written the music for this one as well?
Music and lyrics, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I find the guy in this song clearly admires the sniffer dog, even though it is a threat to him. He's learning about impulse control. I think he's capable of both about understanding the consequences of his actions, but also about self-deception. So it is quite a complex lyric.
These are the themes.
These are the themes of
the song. Oh, fabulous.
Lost in thought, feeling high and slow. When suddenly I see a furry friend below. I wanna pat that dog with its wagging tail, but it knows I'm stoned. It won't let me prevail.
Prevail.
I watch the dog as it moves down the aisle. It's working hard to keep out training style. I wanna pat stoned, but it's just for today. I'll be back to normal when this train rolls away. I wanna pat that dog with its waggy tail, but it knows I'm stoned and it won't let me prevail. To the sniffer dog, so loyal, so shy, a sniffer dog so amazing, you'll always be by my side.
Yeah.
Wow. That's that is really touching. It reminded me a little of the President's song "Kitty on My Foot" and I Want to Touch It.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
But thematically, this was very rich, very rich.
I particularly like the bridge section where he says he knows he shouldn't be stoned. He understands, but then he says it's just for today and I'll be back to normal when the train rolls away. And that's not true. We know he's just going to go back on the drugs. So,
yeah, the AI maybe doesn't have a full understanding of addiction, but
no. And then back at the end there, still believes that the sniffer dog's always going to be by his side. I don't know.
Yeah, in what sense?
He's confused again. Is he thinking about his dead dog Snoopy? I don't know. I didn't tell the AI about Snoopy, but maybe the AI has that kind of intuition. He knows that he's fantasizing about his relationship with the dog. It's beautiful.
Well, it's again sharing a moment that will last to the end, even though can't be with them.
Yeah.
Wow. And was there any auto-tuning of your voice in these pieces? Did you?
No, I used auto detune on my voice.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
Just to get that bit more raw sort of...
Exactly, yeah. I didn't want it to be too perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Very good, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for your efforts there on behalf of the AI.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll want to put it out.
Yeah.
I guess this is another segment of the economy that's going to be under threat from AI. Yeah, music. It's already been quite cookie cutter in many respects, pop music.
It's true, yeah.
Lots of music is about sampling previous music. So, yeah, it's kind of already happening.
That's true. It's
just need AI to do it.
It's just a mashup of every song. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just amazing stuff.
Well, I can't take any credit for that. Nor should I.
What a glimpse into the future.
Yeah.
What a disturbing glimpse into the future. Anything else on You're Beautiful, Dave?
Yes, just one more thing. So you mentioned Weird Al, who's one of our favourites here, but you didn't mention Yoda. And there is a 6 degrees of separation style connection between this song and Yoda.
Oh, I think I might know what it is.
Yes, indeed.
Because James Blunt stayed in Carrie Fisher's holiday house she had somewhere while he was recording this.
Yeah, well, I thought it was actually the place that she lived with her mother. So from what I understand, James Blunt was introduced by Carrie Fisher by his girlfriend at the time, who was a family friend or something. Yeah, and ended up staying with her at her compound. And in fact, he wrote and I think recorded quite a lot of the album that this song comes from at her place. At one point, she even left a cardboard cutout of herself as Princess Leia outside his room.
Oh, yeah. I did read that somewhere too, yeah. Oh, that's cute.
So,
we love a Star Wars reference in these things.
Yes. So it's not even 6 degrees of separation. You've got Carrie Fisher connected to Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, obviously, very close to Yoda.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. There was never any scenes with Leia and Yoda in the same scene, was there?
No, that's true.
Sad.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got on well offset.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I think they were partying constantly, Yoda and Carrie Fisher.
Yes. Well, we've all shared a moment that will last to the end. Well done, everybody. Any sponsors to thank this week, Dave?
Obviously,
yes.
This episode would not have been possible without the magic that is artificial intelligence.
By the good people at OpenAI.
OpenAI. And just to reiterate, that first song that I performed, I did not write that.
Yeah, the first few chords of that one did sound like a Beatles track.
Yeah,
Which Beatles track is it?
It's Let It Be. So the verse and part of the chorus, in fact, yeah.
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 Da, 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 da.
Anyway, other than that, I would like to acknowledge that this episode is brought to you by tofu.
Tofu?
Yes.
Goodness. You gone vegetarian?
No, not at all, but for most of my life, I have shunned tofu. I never really disliked it, but I never liked it enough to want to eat it either. It always seemed like it was just taking up space in a meal that you could fill with something better, like chicken or something. Anyway.
And now?
And now I tried some very nice tofu and I like it. So my life has changed.
So it's been like seasoned interestingly or something?
Satay marinated tofu is my current recommendation.
So tofu that no longer tastes of tofu is...
Exactly, yes. If you can make it taste like something else, it's very nice.
Very good. Well, I'd like to thank some people from my childhood that I never actually met. But twice as a child, I found a porn magazine hidden in parklands. And that was such a rare and magical treasure to discover. And I assume it was other kids that hid porn there for their own use, not for me to find. But I thank them anyway, and I'm just sorry that I never thought to give back to the community by planting new porn in return, like under a log or something.
Like a community porn library.
Yes, it is. It's just without the lovely little cubby house boxes with the little door that they do on the sides of the street. Yeah,
you should always pawn it forward.
And pawn it forward. Yes. Yeah, but sadly, I just didn't have access to the stuff, and now there's just no point. Internet porn is everywhere, and it's almost unavoidable. So, yeah, these kids today, they don't know how lucky they are.
They don't know they're alive.
Sheesh. Yes, that's a great idea. Little pop-up porn library stalls.
Yeah.
But it's time to face the truth.
Lyrics of the Lost.